Hey collectors, welcome to Star Wars Collected. I'm Jonathan. Before we get started, I just want to give a huge thank you to all of my subscribers. We're coming up on 700 subscribers. I launched this channel a little bit over 5 months ago. It has grown so much faster than I would have ever expected, and it's because of each and every one of you who have subscribed. You guys are the fuel that is making this channel grow. So just a huge thank you, really appreciate it. Today's video is full of the answers to your questions for Denuo Novo. I reached out to the brand manager again. I'm on their PR list, and he was kind enough to answer all of our top 5 questions that I saw appear both on Facebook and in the YouTube comments, and I've got them all right here for us. The first question I asked them was Inovos purchased in full by Denuo Novo, or was it just the Star Wars part of the business? His response was, Inovos wasn't actually purchased by NECA or Rubies. Denuo Novo, which is a subsidiary of NECA and Rubies, was formed to create high-end costumes and collectibles. We picked up the Star Wars license, and along with making new products, we are fulfilling the Inovos Star Wars backorder. We did not pick up their other licenses. So it sounds like they didn't actually purchase Inovos. There's a couple different ways you could read this, but that is certainly the impression that they are communicating to me. I feel like that question has an automatic follow-up question, and you guys did as well. So your guys' next question was, why is Denuo Novo fulfilling Inovos orders opposed to setting up a new company offering new products? His response was, Denuo Novo is a new company, and we will be creating new products going forward. For now, though, in 2021, we are laser focused on fulfilling the back order left behind by Inovos. We believe it is important to meet the needs of these consumers who have been waiting for product for years. We hope that they then continue with us as customers when we develop new products. It's good to hear. I did actually send a second email to clarify 2 of the questions, and this is one of them. So my follow-up question was, why fulfill outstanding Inovos orders? People are very confused why a new company is filling the orders of another company that they didn't purchase. His response, as Denuo Novo takes over this license for high-end Star Wars collectibles and costumes, the most logical place to start with product development is creating the fan-demanded products. We have taken over production and fulfillment of items that were once made by Inovos. We couldn't simply launch those items to the public for sale while there are so many customers left waiting for that very product. We're trying to make things right with the customers who have been waiting, and I completely understand that people are still skeptical, but our intention is to get products into the hands of customers who have been waiting. I don't know if this still completely answers our question. It still doesn't quite make sense to me as to why you would bring on the debts of another company unless it had to do something with the license transfer. And I don't know if the powers that be, being Lucasfilm or something like that, are doing something of that nature. But quite honestly, at this point, I don't really think it matters. If we're getting the products that we purchased through Inovos, if we're getting them through Denuo Novo, the why, I guess, doesn't really matter all that much. I mean, I'd rather have the helmet on my shelf than the why in my inbox. Okay, question number 3 actually came up quite a bit, and it's kind of a tearjerker, if you will. My question to them and your question to them was, do you know what happens to former Inovos customers who purchase things outside of the Star Wars license? For example, Star Trek. Should these customers be looking to Denuo Novo to fulfill their orders? I love Star Wars, but I'm actually cutting through right now the latest season of Star Trek Discovery. I grew up as in the household of a Trekkie, so I love Star Trek too, and I feel for our Trekkers, our Trek brothers and sisters. His response was, unfortunately, we do not have the Star Trek, Ghostbusters, or Marvel license, so we can't provide any information on those items. Customers who are waiting for backordered items can contact Inovos directly at support@inovos.com for information. You can also use the Inovos Help Center here, which is just a URL, which I think we're pretty familiar with at this point. So that's kind of bad news for our Star Trek, Ghostbusters, and Marvel friends and family. It sounds like that was not part of the setting up of this company, and that Inovos, as much as they exist at this point, they're still the ones who are on the hook for those licensed items. So I wish you all good luck. I know exactly how you feel, because that's how I think all of us Star Wars guys felt just a few months ago. So good luck to all of you. Question number 4. This one came up a lot of vitriol around this, and some of it understandable. The question is, what role and level of involvement do Joe Salcido and Dana Gasser currently play in Denuo Novo / Inovos / Rubies / NECA? I want to try to cover my bases as best I could. The response: we are actively working with people from Inovos to transition the Star Wars back order over to us. We need the expertise of former Inovos employees in order to develop and deliver products correctly to customers who have been waiting for years. We're also using former Inovos manufacturing sites. The entire idea is that customers should receive the item that they ordered without it being any different. Denuo Novo is owned by NECA and Rubies, and no one from Inovos has any ownership in this company. So to unpack that a little bit, they're saying that, at least those guys do not own anything having to involve with the new company. I can see where that answer maybe wasn't sufficient. So I did send him an email back with this follow-up question. Reading between the lines, it would seem that Joe and Dana are still involved in some way. Do you care to clarify further? His response: I've seen a lot of speculation about our organizational structure looks like online. Suffice to say that Denuo Novo is a subsidiary of Rubies and NECA. We have employees from both of the parent companies, including himself, a Rubies employee, working on the Denuo Novo business. We are also working with people at Inovos to ensure that we have all the information we need to manufacture product and fulfill orders. Inovos no longer has a Star Wars license, but they were in the space for a decade and have all the history on the product development and outstanding customer liabilities. It's quite necessary to coordinate with that team to ensure customers get their items. Not directly answering the question, but if I may, it sounds like it is necessary for them to be working with, perhaps Joe and Dana, former, Inovos employees, not just the people that actually was contacted by a former Inovos worker who was responsible for, I think he was doing painting or something of that nature. And he just said how sad it was that people were having the issue. But, you have to remember that Inovos, there are people working at all different levels. But, it sounds like perhaps this is kind of like the other thing where it's, maybe they're still working with these guys to facilitate that transition and to get these things made. And at the end of the day, would you rather have that helmet or that piece of armor or that costume that you ordered delivered? Or would you rather not have these guys' fingers at all touching it and just never get anything? This is the last question, number 5. This one came up a lot because I heard a lot of people talking about, I'll believe it when I see it, or I'm not going to order from this new company until I start seeing new deliveries coming out. And I actually have been seeing new deliveries coming out, some of which have been pretty interesting. I saw some Shore Trooper stuff, people comparing the Inovos Shore Trooper with the Denuo Novo Shore Trooper, difference in paint color, so things like that. So I asked, can you give me a ballpark idea of how many items have shipped out to customers so far, and how many of these were previous Inovos orders versus new orders off of the Denuo Novo website? And I actually asked these questions a couple weeks ago, so these might be a bit bigger numbers now. As of today, we've shipped a couple hundred items out to customers. That's just a back order on the first 4 helmets. Obviously, we have a lot more coming over the next several weeks. You'll see in the month of October us add numerous items to the website, including the Praetorian Guard helmet, the Han Solo Signature Line Ensemble, the Han Solo TFA jacket, belt, and buckles. Then we have X-Wing helmets coming to the website towards the end of the year, delivering to customers in early 2022. And if you've been following their email chain or their website, you'll have seen that they have since added all of these items that he's talked about. So it sounds like they are, I've seen it online at least, that people are getting items that they ordered before. So that is good to see. All right, collectors, there you have it. Those were your top 5 questions that you guys sent to me to ask my contact at Denuo Novo. Maybe the answers are satisfying to you, maybe they're not. I've seen a lot of difference of opinion online, which is fine and that's great. But at the end of the day, it sounds like things are getting to people. It sounds like they're focused on delivering outstanding, Star Wars items. I do grieve for those of you that have Star Trek, Ghostbusters, and Marvel things, Battlestar Galactica. I know they had a couple other licenses out there. And it sounds like you're still stuck trying to figure it out with the Inovos. But, there sounds like there's a lot of talking between the two groups, but that they are not the same company. So if that is meaningful to you, I hope that that gives you some solace and that you're able to hopefully enjoy a product that'll be delivered to you very soon. Collectors, thanks for joining me today. I hope this brought you some warm, comforting feelings, and maybe answer some outstanding questions that you had. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. If you enjoy videos like this, or enjoy videos where I'm making Wookiee mannequins or all kinds of crazy Star Wars stuff, please make sure you subscribe and follow along. See ya.